Alara's world was balanced on the edge of a violin string. She needed to win the Grand Luthier prize. It was the only way to save her father's crumbling workshop, a place filled with the ghosts of melodies and the scent of sawdust and dreams. For months, she had been a woman possessed, pouring every ounce of her being into a single creation, the seraph. This wasn't just a violin, it was a testament to mathematical perfection. Every curve was calculated, every joint seamless, every inch polished to a mirror shine. It was her masterpiece, her prayer, her one shot at salvation. But fate, as it often does, had a cruel sense of humor. 3 days before the competition, a blistering heat wave descended, turning the city into an oven. The air in the workshop grew thick and heavy. Alara watched in horror as a faint crack appeared on the seraph's delicate body. It spread like a spiderweb, a quiet, devastating sound, and then, snap. The wood, once flawless, splintered into a ruin of her hopes. The seraph was broken. And so was she. Alara sank to the floor, the wreckage of her perfection scattered around her. Months of sleepless nights, of meticulous labor, all gone in an instant. Her father, who had been watching silently from his wheelchair, rolled over to her. His hands, gnarled from a lifetime of woodworking, rested on the arm of his chair. He didn't look at the broken violin. Instead, he pointed a frail finger towards a forgotten corner of the workshop. There, covered in dust, sat a block of spruce. It was knotted, ugly, its grain twisted from a hard life. It was the kind of wood most luthiers would toss into the fire. "Perfection is a fragile thing, Alara," he said, his voice a low, gentle rumble. "It breaks under pressure. Use the wood that struggled to grow." It has a better voice because it has a story to tell. Time was a luxury she didn't have. With a new, desperate energy, Alara grabbed the ugly block of spruce. This time, there were no precise calculations, no quest for a flawless finish. This was a fight. The wood was stubborn, the grain rough and unpredictable. It fought her at every turn. She didn't carve it. She wrestled with it, her tools coaxing a shape from its rebellious spirit. The violin that emerged was nothing like the seraph. It was dark, uneven, its surface marked with the scars of its growth. It looked raw, almost wild, next to the polished, pristine instruments she knew her rivals would present. It was a reflection of her own struggle. The day of the competition arrived. The hall was filled with an air of quiet reverence. One by one, luthiers presented their gleaming, perfect creations. The judges, a panel of stern-faced masters, nodded with polite appreciation. Then it was Alara's turn. She walked onto the stage, her heart pounding. She could feel the judges' eyes on her violin, their expressions shifting from curiosity to disdain. One of them openly sneered. Whispers rippled through the audience. Her instrument looked like a peasant in a court of kings. Alara took a deep breath, raised her bow, and drew it across the strings. The sound that erupted wasn't just a note, it was a roar. A deep, soulful, earthy voice that seemed to rise from the very ground beneath them. It was the sound of wind whistling through ancient trees, of a storm breaking over a mountainside, of a heart that had been broken and mended. It filled every corner of the grand hall, rich and complex and profoundly human. Compared to it, the perfect violins that came before sounded thin, hollow, and lifeless. The music poured from her, a story of struggle, resilience, and survival. It wasn't the sound of perfection. It was the sound of life itself. When the final note faded, a stunned silence hung in the air, thick and heavy. Then, a single person began to cry. Soon, tears were streaming down faces throughout the audience. The sneering judge stared at her, his eyes wide with disbelief and awe. Alara won first prize. She walked off that stage not just with the check that would save her father's workshop, but with a piece of wisdom more valuable than any prize. She had learned that the most beautiful, most moving music doesn't come from a life of ease or a state of perfection. It comes from the wood that has weathered the storm, from the soul that has survived it. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please consider subscribing for more tales that find beauty in the imperfect.